The first time I came here was as a 14-year-old with my dad. I knew when I came here this is where I wanted to live. I just knew it. I was born in Los Angeles, California, and raised in Los Angeles. I actually came to Hawaii for half a year for one semester at UH and realized that I couldn't make it school being here because I didn't want to go to school. All I wanted to do was surf. I just love it here. I love the Hawaiian Islands. I love the climate. Surfing, of course, was a major attraction. I can't think of a better place to live. The Hawaiian people themselves, I love the Hawaiian people and the culture and the traditions. I can honestly say that I pretty much put my life together myself. I wasn't born with a silver spoon, that's for sure. I'd say it's really mostly about being able to find passion in the work and passion in life. To this day, I've never had any experiences quite as dramatic and as exciting as surfing big waves. A lot of my enthusiasm for that is now focused on the boards, on making the boards, because at age 70 now, my body is not going to hold up to the big waves. So far as the wooden boards are concerned, that goes back about 20 years ago. Once I started building them, and I should say trying to build them, because these things, when you get serious about building a hollow wooden surfboard, you find that there are so many variables and so many techniques that may work, may not work, different ideas as to how to go out putting these things together and so forth. It's very, very, very interesting and very challenging. Basically, the reason that I did it was a combination of love of surfing, love of the form and shape of the surfboard and what it can do in the water, the need to have something very strong in my life to focus on. The outcome is very rewarding to me, and for some reason I'm compatible with the process. I don't mind doing the dirty work. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't mind all of the things that go with woodworking in general. The function of it, the way it's designed to capture the power of the wave, it's transmitted in the form of the board. The shape I don't think can be improved on. I honestly don't. I've never seen one that's more beautiful and dynamic than this gun. It's just so beautifully aerodynamic, fully functional, foiled object, and it gets me. You know, it grabs me. It does. It does. Surprisingly enough, there's almost an infinite number of designs that are captured within that surfboard shape that are possible. It's one of the things that keeps me excited about it, is because I realize every time I do one, oh my God, if I were to tweak this just a little bit, then there'd be a vast difference in the appearance of it. Challenge exists on every board, actually, because it's just not cut and dry. It's not a cut and dry deal. There's always something that makes it a little bit difficult or a little bit off the wall. Once that step is taken, the basic design layout, which I do to scale on fairly good size paper, then it's a matter of selecting the wood. The Hawaiian hardwoods are the ones that we focus on. We're working primarily with koa and other local wood species here. Milo is one of the very interesting ones, kamani. All of them have their own characteristics. The koa is deservedly recognized as probably the most beautiful wood coming out of the Hawaiian Islands. It has so much character to it and so many different effects that you can get with the wood. A lot of it is sort of hidden, and takes a while to learn to recognize what elements of the wood grain and the color and so forth are going to marry up well with the surfboard in a certain location on the surfboard. Interesting too with the wood, in large measure, the more beautiful and interesting the wood is, the harder it is to work with. Every so often it works in reverse. Every so often I find a piece of wood and say, oh my goodness, this is going to be a part of a surfboard, and I'm going to kind of design an element around it. And so that's what happens when I do the woods. I look at the wood says I want to go here, not there. From start to finish with this, there are so many different little things that have to get done. Once I glue up these rails, they have to be cut and assembled, and then they have to be fit to the carcass. And again, it's another thing that makes it interesting for me, is that there's never any two that are alike, ever. From design conception to completion of the blank, we're looking anywhere between 40 and 80 hours, I would say. The interesting thing is that most of the people that buy these boards that don't surf, they buy them because they're beautiful. These things range in price from $14,000 on up to well over $20,000. So it's not something you take lightly when you buy. Where I want to be, doing what I want to do, I don't have any immediate notion of retiring. No, hardly. It's exciting enough and challenging enough to where I can't foresee ever getting bored with it or tired of doing it, because there's just too far to go with it. You know, I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface.